know what drives me crazy? Like the other day I was having dinner with like a group of people. Everyone's on their fucking phones.
Awful.
Why the fuck am I here?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
If you're on your phone like that. So sure, it can connect us when people aren't there, but then when they are there, now you're disconnected to what's happening. I also think that what's important is that everybody needs to know that every relationship is it's independent to someone else. So not to compare. So for example, you're bringing up, you're saying, well, there needs to be an exit strategy for long distance. Although there could be someone else who they're like, no, I prefer long distance. In fact, my most successful relationship is now, and I'm like, you know,
I've heard of
What's important is that, again, it's independent. So I hear a lot of people when they share experiences, especially like with friends, or like other, you know, people in those circles, that then they start getting challenged because they're like, oh, I would never be able to do that because when I did this, this happened. And it's like, bitch, that ain't my problem. That's your problem.
Yeah, that happens in every relationship.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and I think it's very important that everybody kind of takes it, you know, accept what you have, but also understand how it works for you.
For sure.
Rather than trying to compare it to other people. So in this case, like, well, I mean, you're not even going to do long distance. You're going to go, you know, chase them over.
You're going long distance.
We're going.
Yeah, but in your case where you're like, well, that's the lifestyle that you have right now, but what's next after that? You know, that's what's important to you. So I think that's extremely important.
Well, something else that I wanted to mention because of something you said was that, for example, like some people might think that, like we went to Tulum together, just me and her.
Sure.
And like my boyfriend's friends were like, what are you, crazy? You're going to let your girlfriend go to Tulum by herself? Like, and he's like, yeah, of course. Like, I trust her.
For me, like, since he's in that industry, all my friends are like, you sure? Like, I have friends literally tell me, you're so structured. Like, you know what you want. You wake up at this time. Like, you sure you're going to end up with him? Like, they're just like,
DJ?
Like, yeah. Like, and you know what? Like, I appreciate them because I appreciate everyone's opinion and I like to learn from like everyone's like opinions. But obviously, you just have to know where you stand with that person.
Yeah.
You know, and like how much you love this person, how much they love you. Like, you know, your friends are not there in those deepest moments. Your friends are not there when you're going through it and your man is there for you. So like I had to like really like step back and be like, I understand what you're saying, but this is what I want and this is where we're at, you know?
You finished?
Yeah.
sorry, because you took another deep breath. I'm like, well, one thing that I do want you to, another thing that I want to add into that, it's, you know, you are there within your relationship with everything that's going on. You also have to be very careful what it is that you're sharing with other people.
Exactly.
True. Because it's very important. I can't stand when I have someone ask me for advice and I'm like, have you told your partner? They're like, no. I'm like, dude, that's the person you should be.
Ask for advice and then tell your partner what?
For example, so they'll be like, hey, what should I do about this situation with my ex? Or I mean, not my ex, I'm sorry, but like, this is what I'm currently going through with my partner.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, have you even told them that this is what you're feeling? And they're like, no.
That's so immature.
So I'm like, okay, so first of all, you're not even trying to address it internally with your stuff. Now you're sharing information. So now not only am I getting advice from you, but imagine how many other of their friends are going to say, well, now I want your opinion. Your opinion. You don't know my situation.
And now you don't even know what's going on because you haven't even spoke to the person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's very important that you know what you have and you figure out internally everything. Like that's why I'm like, keep it super private. Focus on what you got internally.
Exactly.
Very Scorpio of you.
Oh, is that a problem?
I love it.
I love Scorpios. I don't know why people have negative things to say about Scorpios.
I know, we're
like,
what you mean? We're the best.
All of my like closest friends are Scorpios. My dad's a Scorpio. Like I'm like,
we're the best.
Yeah. You're a Scorpio as well?
No. I don't think it matters when you were born.
You Taurus?
He's like, I don't think it matters. He's like,
I don't. The whole horoscope.
No, I don't think it.
Bullshit.
Sure, we can call it bullshit, but hey, but that's your belief and we accept it. Okay?
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
like you believe into it, that's fine. That's not your problem. You believe it.
She's like a negative.
Still trying to figure out his sign.
Yeah, I won't tell you.
Your birthday is March 26th or 8th.
They're gonna know the top of their head.
March 26th.
Aries.
Oh, she needs.
But Aries is amazing.
Yeah,
I know Aries are awesome.
Yeah.
Oh no, but this is all bullshit. Doesn't matter anyways.
I'm awesome, but not because I'm in Aries.
I'm awesome because I'm awesome, okay?
Yeah, fuck that shit.
It just so happens that I'm also an Aries.
Yeah.
Correlation does not mean causation.
Whatever. Point is, it's, you know, that's what's extremely important, and that's why I applaud you, because even with, you know, your friends probably being like DJ or boyfriend, boyfriend, Tulum, you crazy. It's like, yo, like I know what.
And some
of
these people, like, and I know you said that you have to be careful sharing. Sometimes I don't even share. They're just the outside looking in and giving me advice. I'm like, I didn't ask you,
right?
You know, but it's fine. Like I appreciate everyone's opinion, but
because sometimes, because then you think like, who's giving me advice, and sometimes it's people who Like,
if you wouldn't trade places with that person, don't even take it into consideration.
And anything in life, not even relationships.
Exactly. So I applaud both of you guys for actually like having that sense of security, but also having the emotional maturity of being able to tackle that, especially when people like want to feed into that negativity.
Yeah, man. I like because I'm trying to think, man, because I'm a little bit more of a jealous guy.
You are.
Yes, and like 'cause you said Tulum, if I'm thinking, if my girl's like, yo, girls trip to Tulum.
Didn't your girl want to go to Vegas?
She wanted to go to Vegas. She didn't go. Yes. She didn't go. I was like,
wait.
wait.
We've been to Vegas without our boyfriends like 3 times.
Vegas is a dark hole, man. You know, especially with girls, the promoters, and that. But again, it all comes down to do you trust your partner? And you were gonna say it.
So I have a question for you. I know this is your podcast, but I have a question for you.
Man, bring it on.
Do you think that your jealousy comes from like trust issues, or it comes from maybe because you're doing something that you've done things
Guilty
before?
I've done things that I've not. No, so I'm really happy in the relationship I'm in now, and she's never given me a reason to like mistrust her. And I'm
Congratulations.
Thank you. Healthiest relationship I've ever been in.
You do seem really happy. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I've never been in the past. You know, I've done my wrongdoings, and I have cheated in previous relationships.
Not on her.
No. I would never do that again.
You're the best.
Great. She's amazing.
She's awesome.
Awesome. So to answer your question, I'm not doing anything wrong. So
but
I know
you have before to other people.
Yeah, and then that would trigger
because
like I've done something.
Right.
So she has to have done, and she doesn't know.
Yeah.
So she must be doing something else, and then in my mind I'm driving myself nuts.
Like trust issues against yourself
because
your past.
Because
we are deep in here.
Yeah, because of my mistakes. Now I'm like like punishing her and punishing myself.
Yeah.
So that is hard. But you know, I'm a firm believer of trust issues. They start from within, and so it's not her responsibility to cater to my trust issues. So I have to, you know, and I remind myself every day, like, you know, she's an amazing person, and I love her, and she's awesome. So it's a battle. I don't want to say it's a battle, but sometimes it is a struggle where I have to remind myself, like, hey, listen, she's with me because she wants to be with me.
Yeah.
You can be with anybody, but at the same time, I can also be with other people as well.
Yeah,
and you choose not to.
And I choose not to. The choice is always there. So yeah, but I think a girl trip to Tulum is. I'd be a little. I wouldn't be worried, but I would, you know, I'll be a little salty.
It would sting a little.
It would sting a little bit, and it's funny because we went to Europe for like a week and some change, and you know, like just us two. But it's different. You know,
so much puss. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But positivity, so much positivity.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. But and she was so comfortable.
Positivity. So much positivity.
Yes, and she was so comfortable with me going and supportive and stuff like that. So I gotta reciprocate that.
Yeah.
Even though I would be like, "Fuck, Chris, let's go to Tulum."
Right, but you know her.
I know her,
Yeah,
and she wouldn't do that.
But there's other relationships that maybe encounter the situation and then they don't trust their partners, and then they think, oh, well, my partner's gonna go out and they're gonna fuck around and do all that nasty shit.
Yeah, but why be that with that person? Ultimately,
bingo.
Like,
Exactly.
Why would you even want to stress yourself out?
Exactly.
And ultimately, life is meant. You're two people living individual lives who choose to share experiences together.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people get confused with that. A lot of people just want to like share a life.
Exactly, like just one experience, one version. Like, no, you are with that person because you want someone to witness your life, not necessarily live the same exact life.
You know what I find funny? I've been told by people that, like, they'll ask me like, oh, like, would you be cool if your girl goes out like without you, or like, or what should I do? Because I'm not comfortable. Like, if my girl wants to go to a club without me, would you be bothered if she went to a club without you?
Yes.
Would you be bothered if your man went somewhere?
A club? No, a club.
Let's find a club. Would you be uncomfortable if he goes to a club
No.
without you?
I mean,
well, my man works at the club. He's always
Fuck it.
But you see, that's my point, and it's like, why are you even together if you can't even trust them?
You can't even to go to a club.
Not even being next to you.
Yeah,
because they can say they're going to the library
exactly
at 11 p.m. Midnight. No, you're probably going to the club.
But you know what's crazy? In my past relationships with my exes, and they wanted to go out without me, I was super insecure, super jealous about it. But now with my boyfriend now, I'm so secure in his relationship, and I know how much he loves me and the attention he pays to me and like the respect he has for me, that he works at the club. There's constant like women around him, you know, beautiful women in Miami, and I'm not worried.
Well,
why? Because the communication that we have, the way that he treats me. So it all just depends, like the relationship you have with that person. Because I went from like someone not working in the industry to someone working in the industry and trusting them.
So I'm going to mention something, and I would love for your ladies your input. So I'm a believer of there's certain places that, as if you're in a relationship, in a committed relationship, certain environments that just aren't someone in a relationship shouldn't be. Now your boyfriend is there because he works there, but and it's also not the lifestyle. But I think clubs are for single people. Why else would you be at a club? Now, if it's like somebody's birthday or whatever, it's different.
Yeah. Well, yeah, well, that comes with lifestyle, though. That's lifestyle. Because I'm not gonna be with someone who wants to go to the club every weekend. That's not my lifestyle.
Yeah. Right. There's nothing wrong with it.
But if they tell me like, hey, it's this girl's birthday,
that's
and
different,
maybe I'm busy, whatever. I don't want to fucking whatever the case may be. Like, I should be okay with them.
Yeah,
you are.
Yeah, that's different because there's an occasion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right, but what I just generally think. Some places aren't really
I agree
appropriate
for sure. I agree.
Whether it is a strip club, it's not really my scene. You know?
What if it's my birthday and I want to go to a strip club and I want you and my boys to go?
Yeah, she would be cool with it.
Okay, now 100%. But let's say her and her friends want to go to a strip club.
Yeah. I mean, a guy's strip club, I'm sure.
It's so cringy. I don't like it.
Yeah,
or
gay people.
Or just girls
like gender roles, guys, gender roles, men in strip clubs. I don't like it. It's
not
weird.
it.
Yeah,
it's
not
weird.
the same, right?
It's like
I
a bunch of
cringe.
speedos. And
I literally cringe.
Really?
I have more fun in a women's strip club.
same. I would rather go to the women's strip club. Like, actually, someone sent me a video of like this guy dancing yesterday. I'm like,
Ooh.
why?
What is that?
I'm like, why would you do this
It's
to
very
me?
weird.
My
All right,
eyes.
fine. The girl, then she wants to just go to a strip club she wants to go to 11 with homegirls for someone's birthday or whatever.
That's fine because
That's good. That's a different answer from before, though.
Yeah.
Wow, growth. You heard it here first.
Coffee breakup. This is what it's all about.
Everyone outside's hearing us clap like, what the?
Yeah. No, that's different. But there's just something about that environment, that lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, for some people, if two people are in the same environment, that's if that works for them, great.
Yeah.
I'm almost 30. I don't want to be dealing with nightclubs and shit like that.
I feel you. I mean, you guys know I used to party a lot. Like I used to always be out, Miami scene, Space, 11, all those things.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I hardly even go anymore. But if I do go, it's for an occasion, and it's not because I don't like it. Like I still like that music, but I just personally no me entra. Like it's not like I need to go this weekend. Like maybe if there's like a DJ that I like really like, I'll go and see. But it's not necessarily somewhere that I want to be every single weekend. Like because at the end of the day,
everyone's lost there. It's like lost souls everywhere.
It's so crazy how like I see people like my age or even older still going to these places, and I was like,
every
how
weekend.
does your body?
I can't even focus.
Yeah,
I'm there and I'm like, I need to fix everyone in here. Like, join my team. I'm gonna teach you how to get out of this toxic environment. Like, it's like I can't even focus and have a good time.
This is totally her. She's the one that talks to everybody in the club.
I'm like,
Really?
what's your Instagram? And then next thing you know, I'm like talking to this girl, like I could fix your life.
Just pay $100.
Not just your hair.
That's it. No, I mean, like it's hard. Miami is a different beast on its own. It's the lifestyle that the people here tend to live is just very fast paced and flashy and money and all that stuff. Funny enough, I guess we're all in relationships.
Yes.
So, because there's some people say in Miami, it's not really a place to find genuine people who love and are devotional to you. But I guess we
look at us now. We cracked the code.
We defeated that stereotype.
Defeating the statistic.
They even leaving this place together.
Yeah.
Shipping them off to Arizona.
Wow.
Exactly. so what do you guys think is like? I don't want to say the secret of finding a good person in a city like this, but like, I guess it starts all with yourself, right? What you guys are projecting, and then that attracts other people.
Yeah, it's finding yourself for sure.
Finding yourself.
And it was crazy because it was like the second that I thought I had mastered detachment, like, I don't need anybody, I don't need anything. It was like, here's the ultimate test, somebody that you are going to want and someone that you are going to want, to share your life with. So I was like, okay, maybe I can be a little attached.
That's awesome.
It's funny how the universe works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also a timing thing of when you're ready.
When you're ready.
When you're developed and where you're emotionally like prepared for that. Because you could be challenged here and there, but you also have to be in a place that you're open to accepting that.
Do we believe in the concept right person, wrong time? Is that something that you guys subscribe to?
No.
Because the right person will always make it right?
I just feel that
if it's the wrong time, it's the wrong person.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it was just like, if I look back at every single person that I was with, it was like a direct reflection of what I was going through. So it's like, and it was crazy because sometimes the like, not the synchronicities, but like the parallels were so intense that I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. Like this person is literally going through the same thing. We're both vibrating like the same like type of emotion, and that's why we were ultimately attracted to each other, not just physically, but also what we were vibrating. So it was very, very interesting because, you know, hindsight is 2020. So yeah.
So I said no, but now I feel like yes, because it could be the right person, wrong time, because maybe you're not ready. So like maybe it could have been the right person and you're not ready. Like you're still going through fixing yourself, finding yourself. And then you get with this person that's perfect and you wish to be ready, and then you're not ready and you ruin the relationship. So
but the right person would make you feel like I am ready. Or wouldn't it be? Even if you're not ready,
if you're not ready, you're not ready mentally. Like if you don't spend time with yourself, loving yourself, and there's like a good person, like you're gonna ruin it because you're just not ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, for example, my boyfriend, he was ready to be with me right away, and I was like, no, and I ran away from him for 6 months. But because he was the right person, eventually I came to see that, and I ended up reaching out to him again. So I guess it could be
After
the right
the
person.
dream.
Yeah.
After the dream, he remembers. Yes. So.
Oh, I remember too.
So yeah. So after that, I guess it could be the right person, wrong time. You know, and I just kind of had to see that. But it was still ultimately not that serious because it's not like I took action and like ruined it. You know what I mean? It was more like, I'm not ready yet. Let me take a step back, get my shit together a little bit more, and see if this is really what I want. And I guess it's just having like the foresight to be able to see if this is something that you can do and not ruin a good thing.
True.
Before you're ready.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what it was. I was like, I see what you're working with. I appreciate it. I honor it. But I don't know if I'm ready for that right now because I have some stuff I still have to work through.
True. So let me ask you this. Take like the person you are today, now to this morning. Take yourself back to the most profound relationship that you've been in. Obviously not this one, the previous one. Would it have worked out if you were the person that you are today, back then?
No, I would have ran away. I would have been like, goodbye, crazy person.
Because they weren't right for you.
They weren't right for me. No, they were like, no.
Well, I'm 25, so 5 years ago I was 20. I don't think anything would have worked out for me.
Nah,
Yeah.
20 years old.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe in Arkansas, when there's nothing to do, and like, you know what I'm saying?
True.
I feel like here in Miami is just like you're growing, like you're going out, you're experimenting other things, you know.
What that if
the person you're today would have dated at your current stage,
ex.
one of your the most profound ex that you've had, would it have worked out?
We all heard that breath.
Yeah.
I think on my end, to a certain degree, I think the outcome would have been a little bit different.
I agree too.
I don't think I was in control of a lot of the relationship, but I was in control of my actions. And I know that the way that I handled things, the way that I acted, or the way that things kind of unfolded, I feel like it could have been a little bit different. And I think because of that, it caused damages in the relationship by me.
For sure.
Yeah.
Where I'm at now, I think it's, if I would have applied the same concepts and the same like emotional maturity that I have now, I think I would have handled things a lot different.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I really don't take bullshit. Like,
for
people
sure.
give me bullshit, and not in a way like I'm like, oh no, like fuck that, like I don't take shit from no one. So like, if you're gonna tell me something, I'm like, if it doesn't make sense to me, I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. Like, make it make sense.
Which is crazy because that's actually something I read this book, Emotional Intelligence 2.0.
Oh, cool.
And that's actually one of my weaknesses is not validating someone else's emotions because I don't agree with them. Now, you understand their emotion because you do have that level of emotional intelligence, but unfortunately, you're like, okay, but I don't see it as something rational, so you completely invalidate it. So it's like, you know, you want to say, okay, I honor your feelings, but
no, yes. That's kind of how I deal with it. If I hear something, I'm like, okay, look, I'm listening to you. I'm listening. This is what you're telling me, correct? Great. But what I'm not getting is this. Like, this is what we should identify.
Yeah.
It sounds like this is the problem. But I ask. I over-communicate with everything.
Yeah.
So whenever they try to tell me something, and if it sounds like bullshit, I'm like,
are you serious?
what's really, like, I know that's not, like,
That's
what's
the main
really
reason,
this? Like,
yeah.
you're bringing this up for something. What is that?
Yeah.
And then that's kind of how I approach it. And if I would have done that back then, like, kind of remove my ego from it, I think back then I probably would have had more successful relationships.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I didn't date, like, I didn't have a lot of serious relationships, but the ones that I did have, like, I chose them for a reason. You know, there's no reason why it shouldn't have worked if we both were on the same page. But I feel like a lot of it starts with yourself. And if I was in a better position, like who I am now back then, I think I probably would have.
Yeah.
I feel like everything happens for a reason. Everyone's placed in your life for a reason. And yes, it could have worked out better if you were the person you were today. But now I look at those people and I'm like, there's no way I was supposed to be with them.
It's also, but it's also because of the experiences you share with them that defines who you are today.
Sure.
You know, so it's because of them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
go ahead.
I say like a lot of exes, like they'll be like, oh fuck this, fuck that, but it's like you should be thankful.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, even though maybe it ended poorly, it was still an experience. We're still learning.
Yeah, I'm actually cool with all my exes.
I'm not.
Right, but the thing is, okay,
they're all black.
but they're also all crazy.
I started that way, but then I actually was a bigger person in all of my like past relationships. Like I wrote to them.
You crazy.
I was like, hey, like this didn't work out because of this reason, but you know, I apologize on my part because I hate having to walk into a place, especially in Miami, like and seeing them and having that weird feeling. Like I just want to be free from my past relationships. You know, if we're cool, if you don't want to be cool with me, that's fine. But
especially since Miami's like this, and if you cross paths, you don't want that.
Yeah.
I've actually never ran into. Like,
Neither have I.
I
recently ran into my ex, and that was very weird.
I actually ran into one of your exes.
Oh,
yeah, I saw him. Was it at the gym? I didn't say. Obviously, I didn't say it was up to him. But it was a crazy one. That I had to hold the door or whatever that day.
The maniac.
Yeah, he was like
the crunchy.
He was like breaking through the door, and I'm there holding it, and then they were like, it was Cindy at the time. She's like, just don't get involved. I'm like, all right. I moved my foot from the door, stormed in, and then I fucking dipped.
That
was wails on her. That's her problem.
No, but I Sparta kicked him. It was
for
great.
real. You're like a 95
I don't do that
pounds.
anymore, but
I don't do that anymore.
It was epic.
It's quite the show, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Dope.
It was high school, guys. It was very toxic.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
move on.
I had like a Motorola Razr at that time, so I couldn't even record if I wanted.
Is it like one megapixel?
Like 3 pixels.
Guys, I cannot believe our life now with iPhones. Like,
Long time ago.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that's why all my exes are blocked because.
Well, yeah, you're a special
They're
case.
blocked or they're black?
No, blocked.
Oh, okay. Black. I was like, oh shit.
No,
Black YouTube. Put this on for this one. I wanted to ask. It was kind of tying now that we're talking about exes and going back in time, whatever.
Sure.
You got time still?
Yeah, we got time.
A little bit of time. Do you guys believe in soulmates? And then I'll elaborate later. You guys believe in soulmates?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily believe that it has to be a male soulmate. I think that there's many people that you have karmic,
my soulmate.
yes,
No.
that you have like karmic relationships with.
Right.
That like when you reincarnate, you know, again, then so obviously I believe in reincarnation.
Okay.
That
And
eventually
zodiac signs.
Yeah.
She has crystals and stuff.
I gotta charge him up with the moon.
How many
Are
cats
you
you
sure this is
got?
the coffee breakup? What are we talking about here?
So like for example, like I know my mom is a soulmate of mine because we have a very karmic relationship. So there's just certain people in your life that it's not necessarily like has to be a you know, like a love, like partner type.
Or that one only.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
one,
like
my one, like my one.
yeah, and I think something now that
Doesn't
like
work out.
Yeah. What happened next?
and something now that like a lot of people are saying that doesn't even make sense is like the twin flame thing. Like, you know, like, oh, they're my twin flame. And I feel like it's
Never
What
been-
is it? What's that? Wait, what is that? Can you?
Okay, so
I've never
twin-
understood that either.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I've heard of it,
they've
but not
like they've like glamorized what a twin flame is, and a twin flame is essentially someone that like is a very toxic relationship. Like it's not necessarily something that is supposed to be, you know, put on a pedestal, and everyone is like, I don't know, it's just weird. I think that you're like your own twin flame. Like you have to eventually, you know, you get to know yourself, you outgrow certain toxic parts of yourself, and people use that term to stay in a toxic relationship. I feel like it's
But soulmates for me, like, yes, you could find a
I want to look it
soulmate.
up. Like,
yeah, no, I feel you.
service in this cave.
Soulmate for me, like, yes, I understand that there's soulmates like in friends and family and stuff like that. But when it comes to like love, I'm a hopeless romantic. Like I would never give up. My heart will be broken 1,000 times, and I would never be like F men. Like I would always feel like there's love out there for me. Like
For sure.
Like I'm just a hopeless romantic. I feel I believe in love. I'm a lover of love.
I like that. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But
Love.
do you think there's only one intimate
Like-
soulmate for you?
Yes.
You think there's only
Just
one?
No, what do you mean? Like in relationship?
Yeah. There's only one.
So if it's not this one, there's somebody out there for sure. Like
okay. You
know, like
so
that's what I mean about hopeless romantic. Like I would never give up until I find the right person.
So in her head, in her eyes, it's one. Right. Yeah. So if I'm with who I think is my soulmate now, and if it doesn't work out, that means that they're not my soulmate.
Exactly. They're not meant for me. That means that there's someone out there that is going to be meant for me.
Yeah. Like and it didn't work out. That's because this guy's not my soulmate. He's still out there.
Yeah, right. I get it.
Yeah,
I get you.
Yeah, there's fate. There's I know that I'm supposed to be with someone.
Yeah.
That loves me. But it's because it's hard to comprehend because if what happens, 7 billion people, one person is just right for you. What happens if you move or something happens to them?
And then they're not your soulmate.
Then
that's not the soulmate.
So the soulmate is gonna be the one that you end up with, that who's alive and regardless.
Or it doesn't necessarily, like, for example, like if there's a horrible accident and that person dies, that doesn't mean that doesn't classify them
that
as
person was my soulmate, but like that doesn't mean that I'm gonna end up alone. Like that.
Yeah,
exactly. Then you end up with somebody who isn't your soulmate.
So are you saying?
Don't tell me.
Or
saying that's what you're saying.
No, but that is a good point. Because now you're saying, well, knock on wood.
Yeah.
My soulmate, passed away. Now I'm stuck with landing on someone who's not my soulmate. The way that we see it is that we can have multiple soulmates. I mean, you said it with your friends. Like, why is it?
And I do believe in that. Like, I agree with you guys with that. But like, for me, it just falls into being like a hopeless romantic. Like,
right.
Like, there's love out there for me. If it's not this person, it's someone else. If it doesn't work out with this person, I'm gonna keep going. There's a lot of women that, because of their exes, they never want to date anyone again, or they're like F men, or all the men are the same. And I've never been like that. Like, I've always give people chances. I always not second chances, but I give people like chances. Just because my heart is broken doesn't mean that I shouldn't give this person a chance to get to know me. Because I'm just like a hopeless romantic, Like, soulmates could be anybody. You could have multiple, but in relationships, like, if this person doesn't work out for you and they pass away or whatever, there's still someone out there for me.
So I want to ask you guys a question. So when it comes to infidelity, you just said that you won't give second chances. Mm-hmm. Have you ever in the past given a second chance to someone? Or have you yourself ever cheated?
I've never cheated.
I've given second chances.
You've given second chances. Great answer, but great political answer. So are you guys now in the position that you guys are in? It sounds like you guys are both in very healthy relationships. It almost feels like if there was some sort of infidelity, it would be so much more impactful.
Yeah.
Mm. Right? Because out of like when you were younger, it's toxic, it happens, you're like, fuck this guy, but then a couple weeks later, man, you're
like,
probably like,
you have a new love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm thinking it bounces back and bites me.
Right. But now I think a big argument is because if there is a mistake in the relationship, especially now so deep that you guys have solidified, is there a way to reconcile, or is there a way to kind of bounce back? Do you think that would be possible? Especially when healthy relationships?
No.
You don't think so?
Not for me.
Not for you.
So either.
Not for me.
And this, you know what's crazy? And this is like a topic that I want to bring up. A lot of people say that when women cheat is different than when men cheat. And they say because men, they cheat with their dicks, and women, they cheat with their mind. Like if they're cheating with their heart, whatever. And for me, I don't believe that.
You don't.
I believe that if you really love your wife, your girlfriend, or whatever, you would never cheat. And if you're cheating, you're also cheating with your heart because you're breaking her heart. So I feel like if you were able to do that to me, then you are not in love with me. You don't love me like you say you do, and like I cannot be in this relationship.
Yeah.
I think what they mean by that is more so if a woman were to cheat, it's because they really care about the person that they're cheating on. They're cheating with. So for example, I could be in a relationship, but if I were to fuck some random girl, I don't really care about that girl.
Yeah.
It would happen.
Like it was opportunity. Opportunity versus.
It's like, hey, you turn off the light, pussy's pussy. It looks all the same to me, right? Now, but I need to have that emotional strength to say it's true. Tell me no.
Sure.
But I need to have that emotional. I need to have that emotional strength and respect for my partner to not do that.
Yeah.
But now that's something else. That's not the homeboy anymore. That's this guy.
Yeah.
For women, I guess stereotypically, most women don't cheat just for dick. They cheat because they've built an emotional connection. And I think that's what.
Not all women, though.
Not all women. Just like not all men do the same. But
Yeah.
we're talking the stereotype. We're catering
So
to
for example, for me, like in my previous relationships, I always clocked out of the relationship before we ended, if that makes any sense. Like I was checking for
it's like most women do
my
that,
options
from what I hear.
before I completely X that person out.
But why? Like, why don't you just is it
because you didn't want to be alone? Or
well, it was because, for example, like in the relationships that I was in, my needs weren't being met emotionally, and they were being so derogatory towards me that it was like I was looking for external validation from other people. It wasn't necessarily like I was cheating, but it was like I was seeing if I still had it. Exactly. So it was like an issue that I had, obviously, and that happened because of people cheating or because of people talking to me a certain way, that I was like looking for love in other places and I wasn't strong enough to leave that relationship yet. So that was basically the issue.
Well, okay, so you say you weren't cheating, you're weighing your option. Where does cheating begin? Because some people make the argument that is cheating.
That is cheating.
If I'm looking at other options, you know, that is cheating. Wouldn't you say?
Well, that's like saying like a guy looking at a girl and finding her attractive. Oh, that's cheating.
No,
like
because
I wasn't taking action on it.
You don't have to take action, but in your mind, you're already seeing who's next.
Exactly.
So you're already doing the mental
mentally,
gymnastics.
exactly. So I hadn't taken any actions towards it, but mentally, I was already clocked out of the relationship.
Oh, you were cheating.
It could fall under the category. It could.
If your current boyfriend were to do the same thing, wouldn't that be cheating? Would you feel disrespected?
But how am I supposed to even know that he's doing that if he's not even taking any action towards it?
Okay,
You know
so
what I mean?
cheating
Like,
is only if it's a physical action.
No, if you act on it.
You were but you're weighing your options. So you were probably on in social media. What were you doing? You weighing your options. How do you weigh your options?
You're receiving attention.
You have to
from
do
the guys,
something.
Looking
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
You already checked out of the relationship.
What
I
had checked out. Like so for example, if I went out, right? If I went out with some friends and there was a guy like, I don't know, trying to talk to me or whatever, like I would talk to him, but I wouldn't give my number or I wouldn't like be like, I would just be like kind of like seeing if people would be interested if I gave them the opportunity.
You're tiptoeing the line.
Exactly.
But you're doing it, you're being smart about it. So you're like, you know the line is there and you're like, okay, let me see how far I can go.
Exactly.
Without actually
doing that.
I mean, so I don't know, that's fucking cheating to me. That's fucking cheating.
But that was, for example.
You've been through it before.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's cheating.
I'm teasing, but it's like a common thing that a lot of women, they mentally check out because there's something missing. And so for a lot of men, if they step out, it's because physically they don't get physical attraction, or maybe they don't get laid at home or whatever. Yeah. But for a woman to cheat, it's like, well, he's not paying attention. He's emotional. He's not meeting my needs.
Exactly.
So for you to go out of your way and find somebody else and weigh your options, you're doing a lot more work than a guy who's just one night stand, that's it, and then he goes back home. So that's kind of.
I mean, I wasn't necessarily like, oh, I'm looking for my next partner. It was more like.
Subtle.
But you were still shopping. You're window shopping.
I was shopping.
Window shopping.
Window shopping, precisely.
Sure.
I wouldn't go into the store, nothing. I would just be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That would look nice.
That would be nice.
But I gotta go. It's too expensive.
It'll cost too much.
It costs too much.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, man and woman cheating, it's both terrible. You both shouldn't do it. I still think if a woman does it, it's just. I think it's just more of am I biased because I'm a man? I feel like it's more of a betrayal.
I don't know. I just feel like I like to feel, at least not like normally, but like in my relationship, I like to feel like I'm like the only girl. You know what I'm saying? Like the only girl.
Sure.
Obviously not next to your mom and your sister or whatever, but I'm saying like in relationship, like if you find another girl, like it's fine to find other women attractive, but don't say it. And don't show it. Don't say it. I don't need to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that too.
I'm a woman. If I'm in a coffee shop and there's a handsome guy, I'll be like, oh my God, he's so cute, Ciera. That's it. That's how we leave it, right? That's how men are as well.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if you just cheat, and even though it's because whatever, you just want to do it, not, it's not like an emotional feeling. Like I can't have that feeling of me thinking that you've just been with another woman. Like that for me,
Sure.
I find you unattractive.
Betrayal.
I'm just like, ill. Like I don't like you anymore. The fact that you just thought about another woman or you went with another woman, like that's not something that I like. I like my man only about me.
Yeah.
There you go. So similar to like what you did not do. Right?
Sorry, friend.
Yeah. But that was a long time ago.
I mean, it was a long time ago.
Exactly.
It's a different person.
Exactly.
The growth, guys.
So now the person you're today, if same circumstance,
don't put her in that situation.
You would but you would leave, right? I mean, you wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. Like the relationship that we have, first of all, Thomas.
Totally different.
You said names.
Oh, I don't care.
She has. I still don't know how to say his last name though.
Yeah, I know it's difficult. Prokopovich.
Oh my
so
God.
long.
Tom P.
But anyways, he knows, like he literally knows every story about every relationship of mine. He understands why I did all of those things, and he understands my patterns. And it's crazy because something had happened in our relationship where where we got in a fight and he was worried that I was going to fall into those things and I didn't. And I was like, you see, I have grown. Like, and he's like, wow, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, they have an amazing relationship.
So like he knew like that thing that happened between us. He was like, okay, well, I wonder if she's going to fall into the same pattern that she always did before, because he knows my history with dating, and I didn't. So it was like a good.
I like this guy, and I don't even know him.
I don't know him either, but he seems like a great guy.
He's awesome.
Yeah, you want to know how important it is when you have a healthy relationship? It's what you say about him, how well you speak about him, and the energy that you have when you do speak about him.
Yeah.
You have like this thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's super important.
You're talking with your hands, so you like
move
this shit around.
No, but I'm serious. It's super important because it's the way that like it radiates off of you, and that's important that you want to feel like that when you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know.
Like that.
Yeah, so wrapping it up now for real.
Yeah, I know.
I just checked the clock and I
know, me too.
All right, ladies. So look, we got about like 10 minutes. I want to say less than 10 minutes. We got like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
We usually end with the final thoughts. Final thoughts could be pretty much, you've done them before, but something you live by, maybe something you'd want to tell to your younger self, and anything like that, something that's important to you. And then you can sign off by selling yourselves, you know, where they can find you, what you guys do, stuff like that. And then we'll wrap it up. So whoever goes first.
I guess I'll go first since she started.
Sure.
Okay, so ultimately, guys, I guess what I've learned through my dating experience is that you're never going to be able to pour from an empty cup. You know, like you're never going to be able to find something externally that you aren't giving yourself, which is essentially what we spoke about. And that was basically what I was struggling with so much, is that I was looking for love externally because I wasn't giving it to myself. And I feel like that was the primary issue with my relationships, and that's why I stayed in toxic relationships for so long, because I needed that person to tell me. And it was almost like, even though they were being so negative and nasty towards me, I didn't want to leave that relationship until I was seen in a good light, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know, like, and now I'm just like, I don't give a shit, like, what you think of me. Like, I know who I am, so your opinion doesn't matter. So it's always about getting right with yourself, getting right within. And sex is an energy exchange. You know what I mean? It's something that should be sacred. And I feel like that's something, once again, that I probably should have honored a little bit more when I was younger as well. Because of the pain and the heartbreak that I went through, I was looking for love in all the wrong places. So definitely things like that.
It's moving.
I know, that was emotional.
Yeah, I'm about to fucking cry over here.
So the way I want to finish up is saying that everything happens for a reason. And I know a lot of people always say this, and it's like a broad topic, but every time I look back into my life and really ask the question, like, why did this happen to me? Or why did this person come into my life? Or why did everything make sense later on, because good is coming. Like, bad has to happen for good to happen.
For sure. Love that.
So definitely the breakups, the heartbreaks, the toxicity, all of that, I'm super grateful for, because it's made me the woman that I am today. So if you don't go through that and everything is perfect, you're never going to learn. And like, humans have to learn.
For sure. My most toxic relationship was like my biggest catalyst for growth. Like, for sure.
Exactly.
Like, I got so much more in with myself because of that relationship that I had. It was like, that had to happen for me to take the time to love myself.
So like, just like, be happy that it's happening and then learn from it. And if it did happen, like, don't stay so stuck on it. Like, something good is about to happen.
Yeah. The seeds of greatness lie in every adversity.
What the hell?
We need our own podcast.
What the hell is going on here?
What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
No, I wanted to add into what you were saying. I saw there was a clip on that it was actually Dan Bilzerian, the fucking poker guy with a bunch of girls or whatever. But he was on the podcast with Joe Rogan, and he goes, have you heard about the story? I forgot what the story was, but it's like, there was this guy, about the farmer and this horse, some shit like that.
Whoa.
But whatever, his horse.
Oh, I think you said a horse.
The
farmer and this horse.
But it went along something like, I think whatever, his horse ran away and whatever. So all the townspeople are like, oh my God, that's so unfortunate. And he goes, maybe. And then turns out that a couple of days later, the horse comes back with like 7 more horses. Now he has a total of 8. They're like, oh my God, how great. Now you have 8 horses. Yeah. And then he goes, well, maybe. So then the next day, his child gets on the horse and falls, breaks his leg. He goes, oh my God, that's so terrible that your child, from the horse. Well, maybe. Mm-hmm. So then the next day, now the military recruiters, they're looking for people to join the army.
Yeah.
And they see that the son has a broken leg, so they can't recruit him. And he goes, oh my God, that's great. And then he goes, well, maybe. So point is, you never know what the outcome is going to be.
Exactly.
Like that. you never know what the outcome is going to be. Just accept it for what it is, but learn from them
100%.
and then you embrace it because you never know what the next thing is going to.
I love my mistakes. I love learning from things like that because
you never know what's going to come.
If everything is perfect, you're never going to learn. You know,
so like that was good with that.
That was good.
I love that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Danny B and all your whores
and horses.
And horses.
All right, so ladies, thank you so much. It is time to break up. We got to get the hell out of the studio.
Yes, I'm exhausted.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for coming back. It was such a pleasure to have you on. You guys have so much energy. I love you guys.
First podcast.
Yeah, you knocked that out of the park. Good shit.
She snapped. She snapped.
Yeah, she went off. You went off.
Yeah, definitely not the last one for sure.
All right, ladies. So, if anyone's still here, YouTube, like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Spotify, iTunes, listen to us on the go. YouTube. What's our social media again?
Twitter, Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. So, what website is?
CoffeeBreakup.com.
Till next time. See you later, guys.
Ciao.